Hey man, how's it going? I'm
nice
James from Gordon and the
Gordon
Whale.
the Whale, best website name ever.
I will
and
give
logo.
you a sticker.
I want one.
Is you my ticket. Thank you very much,
nice.
sir. So this film is based off short story by Davey, who was right there.
Yeah.
How hard is it kind of adapting something that is kind of true to life and it is short, but you're taking it in a direction of making a full-blown film out of it and making it something that is, you know, fiction?
You know, I mean, the main goal is to just, our main goal from the get-go, one of the first things I ever said. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
I want to know what he whispered to you.
Yeah, no, you'll never know.
Oh, okay. It's a secret.
And you know, the main goal was to be like, and I told him this. I was like, I want to tell the story, not necessarily like a Davey Rothbart story,
right.
you know. And that's why the character has a slightly different name.
Yeah, it's just like loosely based. Yeah,
loosely based. And the idea really was to say, you know, what is the best way to tell this story? It's not a biopic. It's not. We don't have any political history that we owe the audience to or anything. So it's more about the story and what's right for the characters, what's right for the narrative. And it's hard though because you feel a certain amount of responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm glad for that, but at the same time, it's like let's just cut it all out.
Yeah.
Let's just make an entertaining film beyond truth or whatever. But incidentally and gratefully, the film ended up following. You know, like when Davey saw the final, saw some of the film, he was like, it was like that. The room looked like that, and we never even talked about strange coincidences and characters that I made up that happened to be characters like in his life. So there was a certain amount of kismet there, like what was real and what wasn't, and how that all coincided.
I'm really excited to see it. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear the music is fantastic and it plays a really big part. Was that something that, as you were writing, because I think a lot of films where the music sticks out, it's you had that music in mind when you were even in the script writing process.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of scenes. I mean, everything changes, and as we shot it, but there's at least 3 scenes in the film that, like, when I was writing the scenes and thought of the scenes, the song I was listening to the moment I thought of it is the song that ended up in the film, and that's like the coolest, most privileged moment to like. Not only is it like fan service and like the bands you love, to be in a movie, but at the same time, it's so there's an organic quality to it. Because it's like you wouldn't have thought of that scene or that dialogue if it wasn't for that song.
Yeah, totally.
So
I know
it's
what you mean.
full circle. So I hope that our intention was to not have it feel like a mixtape, but to have it feel like that fit into it, and that was real and honest, as opposed to being like, oh, look at all these great indie bands.
Yeah.
And to find a nice intersection.
Just to like fit indie bands in it.
Oh yeah, no, I see, like sometimes when I watch the movie, I'm just like, I'm astounded, not by my work, but by the musicians that like we got to have in there. It's like such an honor, so.
What song do you feel like, last question, what song do you feel like totally kind of like sums up the film?
We've got a Grizzly Bear song in the movie, and I think they're the best recording band alive. Yeah. Which might be a little hyperbole, but I don't care because I love them so much. But we have a song, On a Neck, On a Spit in there, and it's like, it's very understated, but at the same time it has this sort of like epic, big vocal quality. I don't know, and we feature it prominently in the film, and so to me that song is the movie, kind of identify with the movie.
Cool.
So.
I'm excited, man.
Cool, thank you.
What's it like? I mean, this film is based on an article by Davey from Found Magazine, which a lot of people are familiar with. What's it like kind of playing a loose version of a real person, but still coming from an acting standpoint and bringing your own thing to the table?
It was really in the script. It was kind of an architecture in the script that lent itself to the guy that I was playing.
Right.
So I mean, it was challenging because Davey's still alive and well here.
Yeah.
And so I certainly wanted to get his blessing. He really helped me understand why he had this relationship, this same-sex relationship, and he was a tremendous asset to me. So it was great.
Yeah. There's a lot of scenes with you just like on the phone that you're kind of having to go off of just voice acting. How hard is that really to not have that kind of emotional connection with somebody like right there? You know what I mean?
That's one of the best questions from an acting standpoint I've actually got. Very difficult because at first I was doing the phone, the actual phone, and
was the actress like?
We hired an actress who was very good, and we put her off camera. She was always just off camera, either side, and I could feel her.
Yeah.
So we were really talking to each other.
Yeah.
We would improvise, and it was it was really challenging, but it did work.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. And Hurt Locker. Coming out soon. Yeah. You kind of like have in your filmography, like you and Jarhead and a couple other. Yeah. Is that more a coincidence, or is there something about like war genre films that you're drawn to?
I mean, I love war genre. Jarhead was a great film for me to work on with a
huge cast. Yeah.
But no, I think it's the way I look partially. But I think I'm done for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to come back and be like a colonel. Like a badass colonel. So,
awesome, man.
Hey,
Thank you very much. So Flip, Flip HD. Dude, it saves me from carrying around like a huge camera or a cameraman. So, dude, you're a busy guy right now.
I suppose.
What's the appeal for you doing action films that have a sense of dramatic, where you can really get into the character as an actor, but at the same time they have a lot of appeal as action films as well.
Right. It makes it a little bit more interesting. Like SWAT was a lot of fun.
Dude, I love SWAT,
but it's not. It doesn't have like the Hurt Locker is a little bit more realistic drama to it. It's the realism, to me, is a little bit more interesting because it's something I can kind of play with. And, and it was a rich script, so.
Yeah, I think SWAT's awesome, and it's just one of those guys movies that's like fun to like kick back and enjoy.
But that's a little bit more of a popcorn movie.
Yeah,
you don't
totally.
have to think too much or whatever. But this Hurt Locker truly kind of affects you.
Yeah.
Gets your heart really racing.
Yeah. Do you like playing the good guy or the bad guy better?
I like both.
You like both?
Yeah. It's only really, I don't play him any differently. It's just perception.
Right.
And I just feel like there's limitations if you're always the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's limitations of like what roles are out there.
Yeah, totally.
There's a lot better anti-heroes.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Hurt Locker's got a lot of buzz and on the festival circuit, so I'm excited to see it. And
it comes out pretty quick. So
yeah, it does. So
we'll see how it
for sure.